Hey, it's Nathan Selove from Oakcroft Films with my stalwart sidekick Sylvia the Service Dog with episode 2 of Service Dog Tales. Man, I have an apt attitude towards alliteration. Appealing? Awkward. That pickup line right there, and Sylvia is how I got my girlfriend. But mostly Sylvia. Which she reminds me. Daily. So you know how with the information age, everybody thinks that they're an expert on everything? So I'm on a bus riding out of DC, which I hate doing, because that requires going to DC in the first place. Plus, buses are rolling toilets. When this woman comes up to me and she's like, "Your dog is so cute. Is he in training?" Okay, a few things. First off, she's a girl. Down with the patriarchy. Second off, my eyes are up here. Down with the patriarchy. Third off, no, I'm autistic. Down with the ablearchy. A blarky. A barky. And then she just kind of looked at me. And I looked at her. And she looked at me. And I looked at her. And she looked at me. And then I looked at her nose because the eye contact was making me uncomfortable. And then she said, "Are you sure you're autistic?" What the hell kind of question is that? Who the hell do you think? Yes, ma'am. I'm quite sure. You seem perfectly well adjusted right now. Yes. Right now, while I have my service dog, my disability accommodation, who is with me. Right now! Yes, ma'am, that's mainly because I have my service dog, but my parents did have me evaluated by a professional who did give me a diagnosis. Wait, it gets better. Listen, I think that your parents and your therapist were just mistaken. There are a lot of kids who are just misdiagnosed. I am glad that our 2-minute interaction, plus whatever education you probably don't have on this subject, has given you the ability to unequivocally say that I am not autistic, despite the observations of my professional therapist who's worked with me since I was 5 years old, my parents, my entire family, all of my friends, every single teacher I've ever had, and every person who has ever had a conversation with me for more than 2 minutes. Sylvia, give me strength. Now, I don't know what this woman's education background was, but actual therapists and actual mental health professionals don't perform diagnoses based on a 2-minute interaction. Watching Rain Man does not make you an expert on autism, just like watching Grey's Anatomy does not make you an expert on when is a good time to perform an emergency tracheectomy, or tweeting your political opinions without having any public policy experience does not make you qualified to become— Never mind, not touching that. But I didn't say any of that to her. Instead, I just said, "I believe you are mistaken, ma'am, but have a wonderful day." Point of this video isn't to vilify this woman. This interaction is simply a more extreme version of a conversation that I have had many times. It's not your place to challenge my diagnosis and investigate my disability accommodation when I'm just trying to get through my day. Again, I'm not advocating for microaggressions being met with macroaggressions. However, the purpose of this video is to provide context to a conversation that many people with service dogs and many people in the disabled community in general have to have every day. One that they're forced to be a part of. I guess I'm just trying to encourage you to understand the experience before you try to shape the narrative. Well, that's today's episode. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And Sylvia, thank you for joining us. You're a dog.